Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.
Did you wait? It was follow all three?
Street Top Radio LA, man. We are broadcasting live in Baltimore, Maryland, man, via Los Angeles, California. I'm your host, Big Homie Smiles. You already know how we do, man. We coming live and direct to you. Hey, I want to thank my wonderful cousin who is on the background music, you know what I'm saying, for giving me that exclusive track. It's called Slide. We got a wonderful show for you today, man. But before we get into the show, you already know I like to get into my wonderful, wonderful stories. Today's story is going to be called Along Came the Spider. Now, this story takes place in Brownsville, New York in 2006. A young Haitian immigrant family has just made its way to America with plans on being rich. Like most immigrant families that come to America seeking rich and fame and the capitalistic America that we were all brought up to love, they were all seeking freedom of money. In this family of six, there was Mom Madeline John, Dad James John, eldest son Junior John, the twins Evans and Ricardo John, and their baby girl Rosaline John. Madeline and James had a plan for their kids and for their lifestyle. James secured a construction job via his cousin, who already lives in Brownsville, paying $25 an hour laying pipeline for commercial buildings. His cousin told him that he could make more an hour if he worked hard. A cuzzo. All you gotta do is work hard. You see that boy right there? That's Jero. He's also an immigrant from Haiti. I'm sorry, I said Haitian. He's also an immigrant from Haiti. He gets paid $55 an hour laying pipeline for the tallest building in New York. Have you ever heard of the Twin Towers? So already he was geeked up. He was like, yeah, I got this, cousin. You don't gotta worry about nothing. His cousin told him that if he worked hard, he would get paid more an hour. So already James John was excited and ready. He told his wife Madeline, and Madeline, an already certified teacher in Haiti, applied for a teacher's position at Brownsville. They were so impressed by Madeline's impressive resume that they made her the vice principal off the rip. You know, people was feeling jealous about that. It was upset. She even got her starting salary at that would be $70,000. She accepted the position and informed the principal that she had two boy twins, 14 years old, who needed to be registered for school. Not a problem, Miss John. Not a problem. Principal Jacob replied. The following day, the eldest son, Junior, started working with his dad and cousin at the construction site. The twins walked their baby sister to her new elementary school, Achievement First Brownsville Elementary. The twins then catch the city bus to their school. On the way to the school, one of the twins see an older kid giving 20s to these young boys in the back of the school bus. They were confused. They were like, hey, what do you think what's going on in the back of the bus? Why do you think you're giving those young boys $20? You know what I'm saying? They heard a gunshot. They ducked down. They was on a city bus. Traveling in New York, it could be kind of crispy. So they saw the older boy giving the younger kids 20s on the back of the bus. The older kids look up and see the young twins staring at them, and they yell, "Fuck you weird niggas looking at? Y'all don't want to make no money. Y'all just want to go to school and get an education." The other kids start laughing. They don't want to get no money. They start laughing at their ass. The twins turn around quickly, scared. The twins arrive at school and and hurried to their first class. All day, the twins was talking about the kids they saw getting 20s from the older kid. Damn, I want that 20, man. I want to know what they did. What you think was going on in the back of the bus? What you think? What you think, Ricky? Man, you don't really want to know. Because whatever it is, it wasn't good for the kids, you know? He yelled at us some real wild stuff, Evan. You want that? You want that type of money? Ricky, what do you think? What do you think the guy was paying those kids for? Ricky responded. The way that guy yelled at us for looking, it can't be nothing good. They both sat back and sinked inside. Because they both twins, you know? Twins do twin shit all the time. So they synced and they in sync side at the same time. A couple doors down the hall, Miss John is introducing herself to a staff meeting and letting the co-workers know that as the vice principal, the newly appointed VP, she has an open door policy and will always be there to help the other co-workers if they need. A longtime teacher, Mr. John, stands up and says to Miss John, so what are you going to do about these gang members recruiting our young kids to drop out of school to sell drugs? Miss Jean, not sure why Mr. John pronounced her last name like that, but he obviously was upset. She looks back at Mr. John and stood up and said, well, John, what have you been doing, nigga? She ain't had the nigga part, but she gave the head movement like, nigga, what have you been doing? Next scene. Junior and James start getting ready to go to their lunch break, and then James gets a phone call. Ring, ring, ring. He picks up the phone. His wife is calling him all distraught. James, James, I need you to come and get me, James. I get this. They just going. This man John is just asking me. He's asking me, what am I doing to stop the gangs from recruiting our kids? I don't know what to tell him. Madeline got herself together and told James what happened. James waited until she finished and said to Madeline in a very calm voice, like most men that love their wives do, or most people or partners that love their other spouse, they do. In a calm voice, he said, but baby, don't you worry about John. He's just mad that you got that vice principal position and he didn't. All you have to do is continue showing those kids love and support. Show them you care about their lives in school and out of school. And you will, sure, most of all, save, not all, but most of them. James then said, dear, I have to go. My break is over. But we will talk more when we get home. They both said they loved each other and hung up. I love you, baby. I love you too, boo. They hung up. It was the end of the day, and the twins was going back to their class when they spotted the older kid that they saw on the bus. The two twins looked at each other. They noticed the guy. Hey, Ricky, look at that nigga, man. That's the guy that was on the bus. So they started walking, and they noticed that the guy was walking towards them in the hallway. Once he got to them, he said, y'all ready to make money now? The twins both nodded their head. They nodded their head, yes. The guy told them after school, meet me at the 7-Eleven. Once the boys agreed, they began walking towards a class their mother was teaching, was reading a book with the title, Along Came the Spider, a urban novel about how easily it is for gang members to target young kids they see as prey. Ricardo, Evans looked at each other and said in unison, we're not going to that 7-Eleven. That's the end of my story, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that story. That story is about protecting our youth and making sure that they don't go down the wrong path. You feel me? Because we don't want our kids to get snatched up by drug dealers while they on their way to school. We got to make sure we getting their minds right, man. We got a wonderful show today. I want to thank my guests for tapping in, man. We're going to bring them on the show in a little bit. I told My butler Jeffrey, you know what I'm saying, when my cousin knock on the door, make sure you let him in. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no issues with my cousin thinking I'm getting bougie because I done moved to the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? From the jets to the suburbs, you feel me? We went from no background to a whole scenery. You understand me? We gonna long live PJ 21. It's Taco Tuesday. Shout out to his mother Tiffany, man, always holding it down for the youth football team. And we're gonna keep his memory alive every Tuesday. So make sure y'all tap in. Before we get to the topic and before we bring my guest on, I want to always talk about my Black inventors because it's 1,001 inventions that created by Black people that we didn't even know about. Hold on, I gotta get my. I'm sorry, I have to get my screen right here. Oh no, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I should have had this together. Let's go on commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break. Oh God, I gotta go to commercial break. Commercial break, manager. Yeah. Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA. All righty, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for waiting for my commercial break. I hope you guys enjoyed, but I still see my background is messed up. Hold up, we gotta go to another commercial break. Another commercial break.
And the poor is gonna fucking get poorer.
Amen.
So go get the fucking vaccine and stop being stupid, ho. Nah, I knock niggas out for a living, ho. And I'm a real bitch. No cap. From DC, from fucking DC to Miami to LA. That's like living in what's up. You can't fuck with me. You can't get in my business. And this is all real rap.
Yeah, that was Black China. Okay, we back now. Shit looking crispy. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the changes I had to go through. But I want y'all to check out Black inventors and my Black inventions from Pinpoint. That's a good. Sorry, I gotta fix this. Oh no, what happened? Okay, there. Oh no, I'm faded. Okay, there we go. Okay, I want y'all to check that out. Oh, I'm having all type of flubs going on right now. Okay, so the first invention is called the bicycle. Let's get the hand claps for the bicycle. Hand claps for the bicycle, you know what I mean? We invented the bicycle, my Black kings and queens. It was invented by M.A. Cherry. He was born in Washington, D.C. Shout out to the DC folks out there that be riding bikes. Y'all ain't even know that we invented the bikes. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all ain't even know that. So I'm just giving y'all some game right now on Treetop Radio LA, TTRLA. You feel me? It was invented May 8th, 1888. M.A. Cherry also invented the street fender, which is now known today as a bumper. The Velecticide, the bicycle's 17th century forerunner, was a great improvement over the wheeled models of the time. Since then, the Velecticide has been dramatically modified. The streetcar fender is an additional piece of metal attached to the front frame of a vehicle to absorb impact. We call it the bumper today. Now, the second invention is going to be the bicycle frame. Come on. Not only did we invent the bicycles, we popping willies, dream chasing. We invented the bicycle frame. Now, this particular bicycle frame was detachable and easily folded so somebody could, walk around with a joint. I guess back in the 1800s, you know what I'm saying? They had to get through places, take the bike down, you know what I'm saying, and put it in a bag or something, you know what I'm saying? But he invented the bicycle frame. His name was Isaac R. Johnson. He was born in New York sometime during the 1812. The date was about October 10th, 1899. For Johnson's excuse me, collapsible bicycle frame could be dismounted for easy carrying and storage. For African Americans, it was a challenge to patent an invention, especially in the late 1800s. The first black man to patent and invent the bicycle frame was my boy Isaac R. Johnson. Shout out to my boy Mr. Johnson, because now bikes are driven everywhere, and of course they don't teach us this in our books, in our history books. You know what I'm saying? Or our or just anywhere. We have to actually seek the knowledge ourselves, because that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. Seek and ye shall find. Hello. Where's my hand claps? Seek and ye shall find. You feel me? My last invention is called the boomerang. Before I just got the word from my butler that my guest has just pulled up. So he'll be coming in shortly, you feel me? So the last invention is called the boomerang. Now I know most of you guys know the boomerang being used in Australia by what's the dude name? Damn. Crocodile Dundee, you know what I'm saying? Good night, mates. But guess what? It was black Aboriginal Australians that also contributed to the invention of the boomerang. But the initial contributors were Africans in Africa. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them used was the Pharaoh used the boomerang, but they used the boomerang never returned. This particular boomerang that I'm talking about is a non-returning boomerang. It's called the Kali, which is a practical one at 4 feet and 1.5 pounds. It was much larger than a returning boomerang and will kill large animals from a distance at 660 feet away. So the Africans be in the jungle. I see a lion, little goat, hand me the boomerang. He hand him the boomerang and take out the lion. Take the lion out. The lion's dead now. Oh my God. And let's go to commercial break. Commercial break. Yeah. Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA. All righty. All right, I got the word. My man is at the door. Let me see where you at. Where you at, brother? Where you at, brother? Let me. Okay, there you go. There you go. Hold up. Since my man come, I gotta bring him on to a song, though. You know what I'm saying? Can't just not bring my man on to. Yeah.
What it is?
What's good with you?
Neighborhood
Yeah.
business. You hear me?
Neighborhood shit. You feel me?
Neighborhood face in the building. You hear me?
Neighborhood face in the building, man. What's up with you, Slim?
The real face love, the real love out this motherfucker. You hear me?
The real love out this motherfucker. You hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. We got a wonderful show today. Before we get into it, with the topics, hold on, let me straighten my camera out so I'm not to the side a little bit. Okay. Now, before we get into it, I just want to talk to my
I appreciate
audience
you for
about
having
what
me
the
on.
process is. Hey, already. Now, before we get into it, with some questions I have for you, I want to just let the audience know about what the purpose and the topic is for today. The topic is going to be the process. So the purpose of this podcast is to process and apply the process and the steps to life. For me, life is a process, and everything we do right has a process, especially when you want to get good results. I want my audience to understand that we automatically control our own destiny through choices we make and the process we follow. Even with the odds stacked against you, if you follow the process and make the right choices, you will always come out on top and on top in life. You feel me? Do you
Yeah,
agree with that?
I definitely agree with that. You make everything
Yeah, you know,
that comes to you in life. You produce that from within. I definitely believe in that. I agree with
exactly.
that.
And not only do you produce it, you control your destiny, like what you were saying. You control how your direction of your life is going to go. Like for me, I have certain steps in my life that I take, especially when like for example, when I'm making mistakes, right? It's certain
Hmm.
processes that I use when I make a mistake to not make those same mistakes over again.
Right.
First I got to acknowledge, the mistake, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of times, especially dealing with young people and stuff like that, it's hard for us to hold ourselves accountable for things, you know what I'm saying, that we do, and how situations end up turning up for us in our life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So number one, So number one, I gotta, hold myself accountable. Shout out to Love is Love, you know what I'm saying? I always want to try get my
Yeah.
man up in there, you know what I mean?
Hey man, anything with love on there, man. That, you know what I'm saying? That thing cracking right there. You hear me? That
You
thing
feel me?
cracking.
Young
Anything with
black
love on it, you gotta
entrepreneur,
show the love.
gotta show
Yeah,
the
you gotta
love.
make sure you get them some props.
Yeah, already. Now another way that I follow a process, and the process that I use this kind of process throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? Just developing as a young, adult female. I always have to ask myself why the mistake happened. You know what I'm saying? Do you find it face that sometimes we don't ask ourselves why the mistake happened or why something occurred? You know what I'm saying? We just
I
think it's
mean,
maybe we being targeted. Sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm
yeah.
being targeted. It's somebody they don't like me. That's why the mistake happened. You know what I'm saying? Instead of holding ourselves accountable, that maybe the way that you handled it may have caused the situation to happen. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I mean, I do that. I do that a lot, but I try to be the person. I try to be the person that actually be like, actually look at my own flaws, look at what I did in the situation to make it escalate or de-escalate, whatever you wanted it to be. The opposite, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the opposing result was, you know what I'm saying? I do goddamn like make sure I stay hard on myself with that because I believe in uh if there's a problem, first you gotta take a look at yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You must take a look at yourself because it take two to tango. It take multiple motherfuckers to dance. Can't nobody sit up there and dance by their goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you definitely got to take those steps and looking at what you did personally, whether right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? To better your future, whether it be with people, business, or anything, you gotta take a look at yourself first.
Absolutely. You got to take a look at yourself first. So first we just want to go back for my listeners out there that's just tapping in on Spotify, YouTube, Google, Anchor, wherever you're listening to us at right now. We're talking about the process and the process to not just life, but just a process to becoming a better version of yourself, becoming a better you. You know what I'm saying? Becoming doing better in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life. So number one, we said we got to acknowledge the mistake that we did, and we got to hold ourselves accountable. We can't be willing to blame everybody for the mistake that
And,
maybe we
and that's the
caused.
first thing you gotta do.
That's
That's
the
the first
first
thing
thing. You
you
feel
gotta do.
me?
I'm
Let's
trying to
throw the
tell you.
hand claps on that joint. Throw the
You hear
hand
me?
claps on that joint.
Look
That's
at
the first
yourself.
thing you want to do. You gotta look at yourself. You can't be looking at everybody else. You gotta look at self. Self reflection is key. You feel me? Now the
Yeah,
second one we're
definitely.
gonna do is ask yourself why the mistake happened. Now me and Face just said that you have to, hold yourself accountable. You got to ask yourself why it happened, why you did what you did, or why the situation occurred, how it occurred. Just based on holding yourself accountable. And then the third thing we add now is offer a solution. So for me, when
Yeah,
I make mistakes when I just make mistakes in general as an adult, my mistakes end up costing me. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, mistakes may have cost it, not financially, but may have got me in trouble, or may have gotten some privileges taken away, based on my mistake. But now as an adult, mistakes are costing me money. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
now I have to figure out an achievable solution to not make these same mistakes on a consistent basis. So what is it that I can do to avoid making these mistakes? And for me, what
right.
I learned is that I have to separate myself a lot of times from my surroundings. I have to separate myself from people who may be energy leeches, you know what I'm saying? People who may just like me having me around just based on my energy because I have a cool personality, you know what I'm saying? And always bringing good vibes, so they want me in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that can
Right,
be a detrimental, you know what I'm saying, because it can make you relapse on mistakes and you end up doing the same bullshit that got you fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Number four is I said I gotta ask yourself if change is possible. So for me, just and you can let me know what kind of process you go through when you are elevating. But for me, when I had to like ask myself, if is it possible for me to change this, or is this just who I am? Is this just, you know what I mean? Because sometimes is nature or nurture. Some things are just a part of us, and you just have to try to work with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit. I'm learning a lot at this point in time. Like a lot of times in life, especially when you get older, the immediate thing you gotta do if you going through a situation or a problem, you keep finding downfalls in it or whatever the case is. Number one, if you keep saying that shit and you communicating in the situation and it ain't getting better, you need to exit yourself from that situation. You need to get by yourself or whether get around more like-minded people who
Right,
are actually thinking like the same shit you thinking. You know what I'm saying? That could be a hindrance too, but nevertheless, get around more like-minded people so that you can see what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you'll get around somebody that's a little bit like you, but you see the flaws in yourself in them. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So like basically like if you see something, hell yeah, like that's what I do. I get by myself. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, I ain't like what the fuck was going on up in DC as far as the underground music. Like, you know what I'm saying,
mm-hmm.
as far as how promoters treat motherfuckers and shit like that. Nigga, I took it upon myself to exit myself from the whole fucking situation. I left DC. I live in North Carolina now. Doing
Right,
my thing on that level, on with they underground music. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hell yeah, like any especially in this corona that's 2021, you have to
right.
separate yourself. You have to. If you don't, you're gonna be continuously stuck in this same ass revolving door that, like you said, people be around you just leeching. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you don't even fucking recognize this shit, yo. Like, you don't recognize none of this shit. People be on you leeching just, and you don't even gotta have nothing to offer, but you know what I'm saying? If you go to a more spiritual standpoint, nigga, your light is enough. These people will
Right,
come out here and try to take your light, anything that make you happy, anything, and try to either do it for themselves and try to learn off you, or they gonna try to take what you got. So
right.
I believe in what you saying. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to situations and stuff like that, I like to get by myself and kind of hone down on what I need to do, because you ain't no good to nobody else if you ain't good to yourself, and you can't help nobody else to something if you dragging dead ass motherfucking weight. You gotta get there before anything.
Hell yeah! I think I heard another knock at the door. My co-host got the key. He on his way in.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
About to break. Hey,
Hello?
where they go? Let's go!
I
Let's
know it's
go!
late for
What
a
it
minute.
is?
Let's go! My
What
man is
it
in the
is?
building. Throw the hand claps. With the hand claps. Throw the hand claps for
What
my
it
man.
is?
Throw the hand claps
Yeah.
for my man.
Look, I know y'all didn't eat all the food, right? I know I'm late, but it's
Nah,
something on the
nah.
table still.
Hey, it's still, we made a plate for you, baby. We ain't
Man,
gonna
There
leave
and
you
we
you
got
hanging
the
go.
like
plate on the side and all that, and we got the
that.
Go.
cup. You know what I'm saying? We got the drink and all that on the side. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
There
we
we
Now,
ain't gonna leave you hanging.
Now, just to bring you back to what was going on. Now we talking about the process, right? Black Horn Man. Now let me introduce you. I don't want to be a bad guest. You know what I'm saying? My apologies.
go.
This is my cousin Face. He's an artist from Virginia, but he is currently residing in North Carolina. Now we was just talking about the process, not only in life, but just a process on becoming a better you. Now, I was saying that for me, like when it comes to making mistakes, right? So I have certain processes that I follow. The first process was acknowledge the mistake and hold yourself accountable. Because sometimes it can be hard, you know what I'm saying, to acknowledge a mistake that you don't necessarily think that you are the
Right.
result of, the reason for, you know what I mean? But if you stop and think about it and really take a look at why the mistake happened, then you kind of see like, well, maybe the way I was moving, or maybe the way I was saying certain things. That's the reason why I got me in this situation. That's the first thing. The second thing was ask yourself why the mistake happened. You got to ask yourself what occurred to make that mistake happen. The third thing is you have to find an achievable solution to the problem, which is why you keep fucking up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like for me, because just speaking on myself, I've failed down, made mistakes, lost it all, got it back, lost it all, got it back, lost it all. You know what I'm saying? So for me right now, it's trying to figure out how to not lose it and
Yeah.
keep it. And you know what I
Right.
mean? And keep it locked in, and try not to make the same mistakes over, because they say if you do the same thing over and over again, it's insanity. So right,
Insanity.
you know what I mean? So right now I'm at the point where I'm trying to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So, but what's your thoughts on holding yourself accountable and just trying to make yourself a better you through the process?
it's funny that you bringing this up because I was literally, and that's the reason I was late. I was taking a walk with my dad, and we were just having, like kind of a deep conversation about shit.
Come on, let's go.
Going on with me, fucking shout out to being able to, get older and talk to your parents, and have
Yeah,
real conversations
absolutely.
about
Shout
Yeah,
out
shout
to
out to
that.
that.
Shout out to that. Yeah, look, hold on.
shit. It's tough. You can't always do it.
Hell
Sometimes you
nah.
can't always do it, but you gotta be in a good space. You know what I'm saying? Because you only got one parent. But not to cut you off. Go ahead, finish what you were saying, because we're gonna get to you, face. Go ahead, we gonna get to you.
Okay. Yeah. So we was basically talking about like I'm dealing with some shit with my relationship or not relationship and my businesses and just everything is kind of just coming to a head right now with
Yeah,
issues. Like I'm having issues with it with a lot of stuff right now. But what
right.
we were discussing was that it's really a lot of self discipline. That's the main that'd be the main problem.
Exactly.
Being able to self evaluate and have the self discipline to fix whatever it is you decide. Like just like you said, you got to know what the problem is, then you got to be looking for the solution and wanting to fix whatever it is the problem is. And so that should
Exactly.
just all circle back to self discipline for me because it's just like how motherfuckers set a schedule to get up every day. They gonna fucking go jog. They gonna go do whatever the fuck they gotta do for that day every single day. They
Yeah.
discipline themselves to do that, and that gives you the same discipline when you have a problem and you want to figure out what it is to fix. Okay, I'm gonna sit my ass down and work at fixing this shit so I can figure out what's wrong. And then once I figure out what's wrong, fix it, but continue to work on fixing it because ain't nothing a destination. Everything is a journey.
I like that. Ain't nothing a destination. Everything is a journey. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And to go with your comment when you was like, ain't it dope for you, face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As it now, just speaking personally, just speaking because me myself as a child and having a not so good relationship with my mother at the time, you know what I'm saying, or my parent at the time, is I had to understand myself. I had to understand how I was contributing to the non-relationship. You know what I'm saying, with me and my parent. Of course, parents are not always gonna get shit right with us. They're not always gonna recognize things within us, especially when you have a parent dealing with their own trauma. You know what I'm saying, from their own childhood. You know what I'm saying. So when you think about parents and raising children, sometimes it is not always the best situation. But if you can be a child and understand that and put yourself in a position of like, damn, if I had a seed, you know what I'm saying, how would I be able to communicate with them? So you got to treat your parent almost like they're your child, almost, if you don't got kids. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, you know what I'm saying, you gotta take care of their emotions. You have to be willing to even accept accountability for mistakes that you may not even feel that is your fault, but you even have to say, look, I understand that you was just trying to do your best, and I
You
hold
fucked
myself
up.
accountable.
You
What you say?
fucked up, but we're here to try to fix it and shit.
You know
That's how me and my dad got to our point. It was a lot of I just wanted to blame him, like you fucked up, you
exactly,
fucked up. And he's like, all right, I know I fucked up, but are we gonna go forward from here or are you just gonna continue to blame me for fucking up? And
exactly,
I have to make that decision just like you said to say, okay, you know what? You right. You fucked up my whole childhood, but now you're trying to do better. And if I'm gonna
right.
keep harping on what you did, we're not gonna get nowhere new.
Exactly. I had that same shit. I was blaming my mother like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Bringing back old memories. You ain't do this and that. Like, come on, that's you can't. It's not gonna progress. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's not gonna change. You can't change the past.
Yeah, you got to try to do something better. So now we and her got a great relationship. Texting all the time. It's way better than when I was younger. It's actually better. Our relationship is better as an adult. But do you understand what I was saying, No Face?
Yeah, I completely understand. But with like we was talking about earlier, with any relationship, any whether it be business, personal, whatever the case may be, I do believe if you have a problem with anybody, accountability is number one. Accountability.
Hmm.
You can talk to somebody all day. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to somebody and voice your opinion all day. I'm saying I've tried it with multiple people, parents also. You know what I'm saying you can voice your opinion all day with multiple deliveries, and somebody still not get what you trying to say. Like you know what I'm
Yep.
saying. So those are the things where y'all was saying like the parents gonna say, are we gonna get over? Or are we gonna keep? You know what I'm saying? I'm happy your parent did that. But some parents run away from the real issues at hand, so they don't got to face them, so they can get over that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay, that's true.
you,
Some parents are not willing to have them. Go ahead.
I mean, especially when you dealing with um those 60s, 70s, you know what I'm saying? Those
Right.
times of adults, you know, they grew up different. They grew up most of them was coming like from down south, and they was literally like in Jim Crow, you know what I'm saying? So they
Right.
grind, they hustle, their mentality is way more
Kids don't have an opinion or
right.
emotions. Shut the
Rougher,
fuck
yep.
up,
They ain't gonna
nigga.
fuck what you got to
It's
say.
yeah,
Right.
it's way more abused, not physically, but mentally it's way more abused than what
Mhm.
people these days is going through. You know, these days we going through drug addictions and shit like that, but that's more so what we brought upon ourselves. Back
Mhm.
then they was going through shit like that literally had nothing to do with them just because they
They
was
have no
black. So
control over that shit, you know?
right, they
Right.
ain't had no control over none of it. So the things when you try to segue those things and we try to understand as I'm not gonna call myself a millennial, but you know what I'm saying, close
You
to
a
it. When you
millennial, young nigga. You's a
nah, bruh,
millennial.
I'm 1990, bruh. Like that's the last. I'm the last of the '80s
That's
babies.
the
That's what I
last
call
of
myself.
the
I'm,
beginning of
I'm the
He said, I'm the
I'm the
last of the
last of the,
dinosaur right
I'm
there.
the last of the dinosaurs, man.
the nigga
These
say he got
niggas
no
ain't
millennial.
these niggas ain't real like these millennials ain't real like the niggas I know. You understand what I'm saying? Them
Yeah, I
niggas
got you.
they
I feel
different
you. I
out
feel
here.
you. You are older. You from generation
Yeah, yeah.
the
Them
older
niggas get
part.
depressed. Them niggas get depressed and go do drugs. I get depressed and I go punch something. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. So you a
yeah, I
killer.
mean,
So,
we.
so you
No,
the
I ain't
crash
no
dummy
killer.
generation,
Don't put that on me.
nigga.
I ain't no killer, man.
To
I
be
ain't no. I just
crashing
don't.
out here.
Yeah, no, I ain't crashing. I ain't crashing.
This nigga say,
I don't
"Hand
punch
me the
nothing.
gun."
No, see the thing, and that's the difference. The millennials that say hand me the gun. I'm gonna tell a nigga throw them hands up and put that gun down real quick. We can get into the after effects after that. You
Oh
feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? But yeah, but nah, nevertheless, it's just when you dealing with those older folks, you know what I'm saying? It's a little harder to get through to them. But it's also like you said when you
But you
looking
got to
at
build
yourself and
relationships too, though. You got
yeah,
to be able to
yeah,
build relationships, and not be on some ego shit. Like you gotta listen to what I'm saying to you, parent or
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
spouse.
that's why I
yeah,
agree with you. Where you saying that,
yeah.
like, it's kind of like dealing with your kid, because at
Yeah,
that point, you got, all right, they choosing not to come in to give in so y'all can have that better relationship. You got to
right.
give
Right.
in more, or you just not gonna
Exactly.
have it.
Come
Y'all not gonna have it.
on.
And it be like
I ain't
that.
gonna
Like, it's like that with
I ain't
my
gonna
mom.
lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of the ones that just leave it where it's at, dog. You know
Yeah,
what
see,
I'm
there you
saying?
go.
Just
Yeah,
leave it
there you
where
go.
it's at.
We gonna get
You
along.
know
We
what I'm
just not gonna
saying?
fuck with each other. You
We
be over there, I'm gonna be over here.
cause I ain't gonna hold you. I don't like you know like goddamn treetop was saying. You know what I'm saying? That's my real cousin. You know what I'm saying? So she know exactly how I am, how I grew up. I'm the attitude boy in the family. So
Right.
niggas
It's the
know once you
Aquarius. I think it's the Aquarius in
it's
us.
the
I think.
Aquarius, and once you
Some
stamp
Aquarius,
something,
angry
I don't hold
motherfuckers.
no I don't hold no grudges. I forgive. I don't forget. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's more so, you know, when you press an issue, when you press an issue and you continually pressing the issue, whether it be with parents or whatever it is, a shorty, a dude, whatever it is, when you pressing an issue and you're the one pressing it, it's gonna make it seem a lot more stressful on you, like nobody's seeing what you want them to see, and you know what I'm saying when you
Right.
pressing it. But that's you, like that's one thing I'm getting out of too. Like you saying, you got to build the relationships. You got to be the
Yeah.
one
You gotta have
to
a
be like,
plan though with
nah,
the
I'm not gonna
relationship
do
too.
that no more. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
you got to be the one to really say
To
no.
pull
I'm going to
back, like,
stop this
okay,
generational
I'm gonna put
curse.
my pride down for this motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, I
'Cause
had to do that. Like, cause I'm saying
Even if
I
they
had
my
to do
parent,
that
I'm gonna put
shit,
it
man.
down.
Look, I had to
but
do that shit, bro.
sometimes
Especially when you
that
dealing
just
with
doesn't work.
huh?
Thank you.
Sometimes that don't work with everybody. Just putting the
That
pride
works
down
with
and always
everybody. Let
separate.
me tell you, everybody wants to. I sold cars, right? And what the main
Yeah.
thing I learned when I sold cars is that everybody that comes into a dealership wants to be sold, right?
You're right. You're right.
Every single person wants to be sold, regardless of what you try and sell. If you try and sell a relationship,
Yeah.
you trying to sell peace, nigga. Everybody
You
want to
got me.
be
Yeah.
sold. Every single person want to be sold. It's your delivery. It's how you build a relationship. You gotta first start. You gotta build a relationship first before you sell a motherfucker anything. I
Yeah, you
just
gotta know
say,
what
Yeah,
they want to
yeah.
buy, what they
you know
looking
what I
for,
mean?
what you
You
interested
got
in.
I
Let me
be on
figure you
on
out first.
gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be on gangster
man, that
shit
gangster
all the
shit ain't gonna get you
time.
nowhere but jail and then motherfucking dead, nigga.
See, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them type of gangsters, bro. I'm not one of them.
Oh
I'm
my
I'm on gangster
god,
shit
what is it?
as far as the being the stubbornness. Like, you know what I'm saying? The stubbornness. I ain't talking about go shoot them up, bang bang. We going to jail today. Nah, I'm not one of them type of motherfuckers. I'm talking as far as when it comes to being stubborn and staying stern, is because I'm in my ways. You know what I'm saying? I
I'm
do.
the
I
same. I know
look at you.
exactly what you mean.
And look at Black Comeback
You
talking
know
about, I know
what
exactly
I'm
what you mean, nigga. Cheerio,
saying?
nigga. Cheerio.
You
I
know,
know because I'm the
so
same way. And
like,
what I realized is it's really my pride. It be my pride. Like for
Yeah.
me, it's not
it's
really
the
that
pride. It's the
I'm not
pride.
trying to thug out on you.
And
I'm
the
just
ego.
prideful.
Y'all forgetting the ego. The ego and the pride. The same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm prideful, so I feel some type of way. So if I give in to you, I feel less of myself.
But humility is about
yeah, and
being having humility does that. You gotta sometimes put yourself underneath. You gotta feel like you that in
I ain't
order
good
for
at
you to
that.
rise above.
everybody,
You.
everybody got flaws. Everybody need to grow. That's one of my things I don't like about myself. My pride. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah,
pride. I
you
gotta
gotta put
change
that
that. It ain't gonna
aside,
change
man.
today.
Yeah, but especially
It ain't
he
gonna.
said ain't gonna change.
That part is not about to change tonight. Y'all gonna have to wait.
Y'all gonna have
Yeah,
to wait on
it
that
ain't
shit,
about to change
me.
today.
Nah, that's funny as shit. Nah, but for real, but you
Man,
gotta you
dog.
gotta make sure you mend relationships because shit, life is short. You know what I mean? And even when you having a process of building a business, you know what I'm saying? You have to follow the steps. You have to be disciplined too
Yeah,
with your finances. You have to be disciplined with who you're networking with. You know what I'm saying? Even when you are
yeah,
you are trying to make revenue for yourself. You always gonna come to a standstill on sometimes, but that doesn't mean you give up. You still just continue to follow the process, be disciplined, you know what I'm saying, with your strategies and your plan, even with with your music. Because for you, what was the process for you, Face, when you was moving from the DC area to North Carolina?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to the artistry, like musically, I'm very spoiled. I'm very, very spoiled because I put in time. I've put in time. I've been doing it for a while. And then in our family, our cousins and our brothers and our uncles, they've been singing in go-go bands and all that for a while. So I ain't never coming out here. Coming out here, it's a different scene as far as me wanting to venture out on my own. Now I'm also in the process of getting a manager. So, like I'm saying, he got plugs and stuff for me, but me wanting to be expeditious, basically,
Mm-hmm.
I came across a couple of things out here. It's not what I want, you know what I'm saying, but it's something to build on. And another thing about the area that I'm in is it's very rural. Even as far as like underground shows and all that stuff, the shit that you see in DC
Yeah.
is they're behind out here a little bit. So I can deal with
When
it
you say
because I've
behind,
already
what you
been
mean? What you mean?
they're like, all right, when I say behind, I mean think about technology and how old folks not using iPhones, but we are. That's basically what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're when it comes to the scene and a lot of shit that I was dealing with 5 years ago up in the north,
Yeah.
they're dealing with now out here. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
Oh,
saying?
okay.
it hasn't got to
So
that modernized part right there and shit. Like a smaller
right,
town or whatever it's at. The bigger city
right.
always gets the shit first, and then you move.
Oh, so
Exactly.
they getting it slow.
So
So up here is
yeah,
getting
yeah.
it
But
slow.
but like you said,
All
that's
right.
the biggest space for growth right there. Like you know where it's gonna go because you came from somewhere else, and now you come back to where it's slow and you bleed on it.
Right.
Bruh, and I'm my nigga that's about to be my manager. Shout out success. But
Shout out to
he's telling me this.
success.
He's telling me sit still and wait on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, like this area is really like a couple of things I done heard out here. Like artists are complaining about promoters having favorites. Now, one thing I can say is I know for a fact that promoters have favorites. I used to be a couple of favorite. I used to be the favorite artist for a couple of promoters up there. Once again, shout out success. You know what I'm saying? A
Hmm.
lot of I get a lot of favoritism. So me coming out here is not really like to
So
me.
many
I'm
people
more
not
so
really on you. So you gotta work a little
yeah.
harder
They not yeah. I got to work for it, but see
because it's
like
down
I got to
south
work for it,
vibe.
and that's the shit that kind of like it threw me. It ain't throw me for a loop, but it threw me off. You know how you in the city where you popping that DC when they, especially when they come to this neighborhood shit, that's me. So you come out here, you go to a different place where you not big bag neighborhood nigga, or you not don't nobody know who the fuck you is. So it's like a shock to me, like nigga, y'all know who the fuck I
Oh, so
am
you
type
gotta
shit.
follow a
Like
different process because you ain't
yeah,
because it's a different
the
group of
yeah,
neighborhood
I
dudes,
gotta
I
do that
guess.
shit I was doing 5 years ago. Like these artists out here, like I said, they complaining about favoritism, bro. I've been going through that for years. So me hearing them, I'm giving them encouragement and shit. But it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. You're never gonna be a favorite, bro. Just I dealt with it. Like just do it. Like somebody, you gonna find another promoter that's gonna put you on a level where you need to be. Some of these
And
niggas
he's
on
gonna be
here.
their favorite.
Yeah,
Right.
some of these niggas out here, nobody's like when they come to like say if they went up to DC, they wouldn't be as popping as I am, but they popping out here. And these niggas is literally on the radio, but they crying about favoritism. I'm like, what like fuck the like not I'm not talking about online radio. These niggas is on the North Carolina station and they're complaining. I'm like, bruh, you talking about favorites? My nigga, these niggas is blacklisting me up in DC when it come to underground shows and shit. I'm like a favorite, bruh.
Damn, blacklisting you though, cuz.
Bro, try a bunch of promoters in the fucking chat telling you that you can't go this place. They not gonna let you come here. They not like you know what I'm saying. Imagine hearing that from other promoters and shit. So you talking about being you talking about being somebody's favorite nigga. I'm talking about like really like being able to move, nigga. Like you know what I'm saying. So I'm saying out here it's a lot like it's a lot, I'm not gonna say they slow, but the process of shit is a lot slower. When I go into these shows and shit, it's like I've been here before, fucking 6 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with it, but they just got like they building they shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They still kind of fresh to this shit. So
So do you
I
have to
mean
invest in do you have to invest in like marketing? Because I know, when you being an artist, you gotta do marketing. I know you saying something about you have a manager of success. How influential is he in the music industry, and is that
as far as right now, I ain't signed no goddamn contract, so ain't really too much moving but off of that nigga's like my brother and he gonna do something for me cause when I ask him type shit like, hey bro, can you look out for me with this? Hey bro, can you point me in a direction with this? Hey bro, can you give me some education on this? He gonna give me all the free game in the world because that nigga's like my motherfucking brother in real life. Like you know what I'm
no?
saying?
Okay.
So as far as that, like you know what I'm saying, nah, I'm not moving too much outside of business with
Oh,
him unless
okay.
he giving me like a some type of here this is the direction you need to go. Like I
Yeah,
said, this nigga told me just relax. He told me relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could take over Charlotte if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Your music good. Your music. Well, I'm just waiting as far as promotion. It's a lot of different forms of promotion out here,
Take your
and
time
Right.
with the
I have not. That's one thing I am trying to elevate in my artistry is
Uh-huh.
getting my promotion and everything out there. It's a lot of ways to do it. I just want to make sure I'm investing my money in the correct form. Like you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Following the correct
So
process.
right, following the correct process so that
Because people
ain't no
try to cut,
bullshit
cut
going
cut
on.
corners when it comes to marketing themselves and not wanting to pay the appropriate people who can get your
Hey,
stuff out
hey
there, you know
dog,
what I'm saying, on a different level.
I tell a nigga like this real quick. Fuck them promotions on Instagram that you paying for and all this shit. If you really want your shit promoted, go to one of these motherfuckers out here like what's her name? Miss Twerk some. Go to her joint, pay that bag, whatever you got. I don't care if it's for an hour, 2 hour post. That shit, like you gotta look at certain people. Most people not gonna do that because when you come from a background like
What you
us,
saying?
when you
Get
come
Miss
from the
Twerk to twerk to your song?
yeah, give Miss
Oh,
Twerk something to twerk to your song, bro. Somebody gonna tap on that jump. Somebody, cause I find myself doing it. Like, damn, Shorty got a fat old ass, and she twerking to somebody's song I ain't never heard. I'm tapping on their page just cause the ass on God.
clicking that joint.
Bruh, on God, and I'm gonna double like her shit, and I might go and tap on their page just if I hear something that's, oh damn, he said this and that.
That's true.
I be actually listening. Like I go tap on your page and see what's cracking. Like damn, this nigga, yeah. Most of the time it be some bullshit ass artists that don't be really doing it like that, but when that song be cranking, that shit gonna get you some plays. That's the only thing that matters is the money off of one of them. The two
Right.
and three gonna add up. Like you know what I'm saying. So
That's
as
true.
far as promotion, I'm really waiting. I really want to I want to find ways to do it myself, but to me, I'm really waiting on my publication company to actually to once I sign this contract, the publication company, so I can actually start doing a lot less shit myself. Like you know what I'm saying, all that
You gotta have a
promotion and all
team. You
that.
know what I'm saying?
You got it, bro. And I've been doing this for myself for the last 5, 6 years. Niggas will tell you I was on
Right.
a team, but I ain't never had no goddamn team. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this shit myself as far as BMI, sound exchanges, tune cores, doing all it. Like, bro, I've been doing this literally by myself,
Yeah,
all the
that sound like
paperwork.
Black Corn Man too. Sound like Black Corn Man
Yeah,
because he out there in LA, you know, with he sells elotes. I'm not sure if you familiar with corn, but he has a corn stand and in LA is real popular. They sell the
I
elotes
need to tap
with
in.
the joint. You know
I
what I'm
Yeah,
need to
saying? So
tap
he
in.
sound like y'all both on the
What
same page. You know what I mean?
what part
yeah.
of LA? What part of LA you over there by Compton?
Nah, I'm north of Compton.
Oh,
Compton. I'm in LA. I'm in like South Central. You feel me?
all right, all right, all right, all right. I got you. I got you.
I
What
don't know
you?
if you know what the
Yeah.
J's at. I'm kind of by the J's, in between the J's and like 40 Hood.
All right, we got some 40s. We got it's some neighborhood niggas in 40s. Some
Yeah, yeah,
neighborhood
yeah.
niggas in 40s. Yeah,
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 man.
some neighborhoods.
Yeah,
It's some powder blues
neighborhood
around there.
people working on the backside too. It's all right there. You know, it's tight.
Yeah, yeah,
Tight little
yeah.
area.
Yeah, it is
It's like
real
it's
blue.
200,000 niggas in this motherfucker. It's tight.
It's real blue.
I'm over here lost like a motherfucker. You niggas is talking extra lingo. Shout out to my fraternity and my sorority members for the
Yeah, man.
I'm
Yeah,
over here
man.
lost like shit. I'm all like smiling. These
Hey,
niggas
I
don't
like the
know.
way you said that. The fraternity members. I'm a fraternity member. I just ain't go to
Yeah.
college. Understand me?
Yeah, I call it. You know, I try to stray away from the gang members. I call it my
Yeah,
fraternity members of the streets. You know what I mean? Because it's still
yeah.
because believe it or not, the white man has got us believing that gang being a gang is bad when everything is a gang. Being a church is a
Everything.
gang. You know
The
what I'm saying?
government is a
Working is a
gang.
gang. The government a gang. The police a motherfucking gang. You know what I mean?
Charlie's
I'm
definitely
telling you,
getting.
So it's all
military's a
about how you
gang.
and your gang moving. If y'all moving positively, you know, trying to do something, you know, y'all trying to build a community up and you know revolutionize and you know help
Hey,
other
some
people.
Yeah,
generational wealth, change some things.
You know, change something. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Community revolution in progress. If that's what you're trying to do for real, then you know, more power to
hey,
my
hey,
fraternity members.
hey, that's another conversation. Shorty, I was on the phone with you yesterday, and my phone died and shit, and we
Oh
was getting
yeah.
into that. We
Oh
was
yeah,
getting
we was
into
talking
that.
about life because you know this a black coal man. We was talking about because my woman, you know, she always tapping in with the good jewels. She was basically saying, you know, why can't people promote more life, you know? And what she was saying by, you know, you hear so many songs about spinning bins, and you hear about so many
Yeah,
people who out in the streets like, oh, somebody killed your man, why you ain't go kill his man or kill his people? And why can't we
I'm
promote more life instead of death? And
the
if people
the
is in
reason.
this, oh wait, let me finish.
Go ahead,
And
go
if
ahead, go
people
ahead, go ahead.
and
It's
if
juicy.
and if people is really a part of these type of organizations and want to claim, you know, streets and neighborhoods, why don't they own the neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Why don't they own the real estate in it so they really can say this my hood? You know what I'm saying? This my set. You know what I'm saying? Instead of repping something that doesn't even belong to them, or you know, that's what we was getting into. You know what I mean? And this is no offense
Yeah.
to my fraternity or sorority members. You know, I love all y'all. Peace and blessings.
All right. When it comes to the frat, the reason why you don't see a lot of all right, number one, when you seen Nipsey come around, that was one of the first niggas of that fraternity culture to actually try to set something in stone that was on that level. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that happen behind closed doors that won't let the community be built, for the simple fact is other personal things behind that has to be handled first. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And then when those things are handled, this is how it always happens, whether it's government, anything. When those things start to get handled, you're gonna find other problems that are gonna deter you and take your distraction from actually being like you building up your community. And then when you got Republicans over here, you got Democrats over here, they're only gonna want to build up their community. They're not gonna
okay.
want to, you know what I'm saying? Build the Republicans not gonna want to build up the Democratic community because that's just what it is. We're not gonna help you
Right.
out, nigga. You not, you know what I'm saying?
You're
So
not with the
it's
you're not with our Republican movement. You with the Democrat movement.
right. So it's like until you get everybody on one mindset, it ain't
Yeah,
never
that's
gonna
exactly
happen.
what I'm about to
It
say.
ain't
I
never
was
Yeah.
gonna
gonna happen.
came out with that page. Like, all right, let's all get on this page. This is what we trying to
Yeah,
get on right here.
it-
We're trying to do better for all of us because we coming together and
yeah,
fighting over nothing shit. And yeah, it's like
nothing.
it is some of it is personal. So it's like you kill somebody I know, we may never be able to get over that, but we should be able to let our kids get over it so something better can happen for this community right here.
Right.
Right.
But that's those when that personal shit start coming in and the nigga be like, oh no, I ain't gonna let it go because that was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? You got those personal vendettas and those personal agendas that's really in on it. And that's why you can't get packed. It sucks, and I don't want to say this, but until you have somebody that can knock everybody the fuck out and then go preach this message, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, damn.
I like
You know
the
what
way
I'm
you
saying?
said it though, because it's true. Somebody's got to be able to teach us all, and ain't nobody gonna listen to nobody unless he could whoop their ass. So you're not
Right.
whooping my ass, I'm not stopping shit.
And
Right,
then when
because
you
that's the only
do
way
what
it takes. My God, whoop your ass.
and then when you do what they ask, they ain't gonna do nothing but validate their pride being lost, or validate their
Now I gotta
manhood,
get
or
back at this
validate their
nigga.
womanhood being lost. So it's a
Right.
never-ending cycle. It's never going to end.
Right.
So it's hard to focus on the community when you literally got to go out here and you bend the corner, or you go into a certain club and you might die. It's kind of hard for me to focus on the community when the brothers that supposed to
I'm
help
trying
me
to
with the
leave.
community are my ops. It's,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm focused on the right now. Like, you know, not me personally, but those organizations and groups, they're focused on what can happen right now to further us in the future, because they ain't worried about we worried about my personal community. Like, all right, I'm in North Carolina right now, but if I got rich and got famous, you think that I'm gonna go build up a hood in North Carolina, or am I gonna go back to DC where I'm from and go build up them hoods? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't help every community, but then them niggas gonna be looking like in North Carolina, like, God damn, this nigga been living out here for a minute, why ain't help us?
Right. Right. That's how
It's
it
like,
go. That's how it
so,
go.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna be like, we can't that conversation. It's a great conversation to have, but when people
Right.
aren't being real with themselves, I'm not talking about your short. I'm talking about the people on the other end to
Right.
receive the message. When they not being open and real with themselves, that shit never gonna happen. And that's more than 50%, more than 75%, more than 90% of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These niggas so stuck on self and so stuck on what they can gain and opportunity and personalized things. It's never going to happen because we got too many individuals in the world that's not following the body, whether it be the body of
Right.
Christ, the body of a gang, the body of a government. How
The
many
niggas
motherfuckers
not
you know
following the program. That's why we
Yeah.
got a
they
lot
not
of
following
destruction
the
in the process.
program?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's why we got a lot of destruction in the process, because niggas not following the program. Hello, with a hand clap. So the hand clap
Exactly.
so
They're
good.
not following the process. They're
Exactly.
not following the process.
They're not following the
You know what I'm
process. Hold
saying?
on,
So you
gentlemen. We're
going
gonna go on a commercial break real quick.
Anything
yes,
goes if it's
madam.
rose gold. Yeah, had to make some new money on my old hoe. I had to throw ours up for the logo. I see fell in love with the cocoa. Bullet see them up like Benny Hunter. Take my little foreign bitch to Benny Hunter. Niggas want smoke, I got plenty guns. Niggas want.
Hello?
I have,
All right, we
yes.
back. You know, I'm trying to do it like a TV, you know what I'm saying? Hit the commercial, go commercial breaks and shit. Yeah. But niggas not following the process. That's why they ain't with the program. Now there's some other processes that I think that people should pay attention to, and that is because everyone has a different process, right? You know, we all move differently. We all have different journeys in life. But if you have faith, if you're consistent, if you have action, and if you are resilient and you practice loyalty, then I think those things can help you, you know, elevate and be a better version of yourself. You know, you have to have faith, you know, when you're doing things like with each and every one of us that's on the show. You know, for me, my faith is believing that, and me knowing that I have the best podcast in the whole world, and that I'm giving out the best information, and I'm bringing on the best people to the show. And for Black Corn Man, you know, it's for him that knowing that he is the best entrepreneur, he's the best dad, you know, he's the best man for whoever he's going to be with. For you, Face, is that you are the best artist, you know what I'm saying, in the North Carolina and in the DMV, and that, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm trying to stretch this whole goddamn thing out, man.
you feel me? And you gotta be consistent. It's about consistency. You know what I'm saying? The process
Yeah.
also deals with being consistent. And if you're not consistent, you're not gonna get consistent results, or you're not gonna get no results. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you
You
just
might
gotta
get
be,
some results, but they damn
well, you
sure ain't
might
the
get
results you're gonna want.
Yeah,
right,
that part.
right. Might not be the
You're gonna get
results you
something.
want.
You're gonna
Might
get
not be
something.
the
Might not
shit
be.
you want though.
Yeah. It damn sure ain't gonna
Exactly.
be what you want. It damn
Exactly.
sure ain't gonna be what you want. You hear me?
Nah,
But
but that's all I really had. Did y'all have anything else on the process, or anything else that people may need to know? And I like the gems that y'all was dropping for today. We always dropping some gems, man. It seems like the topic is always right on time. You know what
I
I mean?
swear to God, your
The
topic's always on point.
topic
I'm
on point, boy. I
literally
feel
telling
like
you
a
what it
pastor in
is.
this bitch.
That should be right on point, right on cue every time we hop on this thing.
Ew, I swear. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. You gotta have like-mindedness. You know what I mean?
I got something to add. I do got
Okay, go
something to
ahead.
add.
Add that. Add that.
All right, and this is like for everybody in the world. It seems to be like when people have a voice or people talk that people love to say, "Oh, he just want to be higher than somebody." Nah, motherfucker, I just got a motherfucking voice, and I'm deciding to use it in the form that God saw fit. But
Exactly.
nevertheless, when niggas is going through problems,
Yeah.
anybody, females, dudes, any of that, when people are going through problems, I encourage them to, like we were saying, really take a good look at yourself.
Right.
Take a serious look at yourself, because what people like to do in this world, is they like to do shit to you and
Uh-huh.
uh and then act as if you're tripping. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or act as if you are the enemy. They've turned you into the enemy, and you're the one who is doing everything to them. When
Right.
in real life, even if you were the
Gaslight and
enemy,
shit.
yeah, it takes two to fucking tango, dog.
Yup.
It
Right.
takes two. So, like, basically, what I'm just telling people is when you get in some shit, relationship wise, business wise, everything's a fucking relationship. Relationship
Right.
wise, period. Business, anything. When something comes upon you, do not turn that person into an enemy, because everything can be salvaged as long as your morals or your
Your
beliefs
character
weren't
is right.
crossed. Right. As
Mm-hmm.
long as your character was not crossed and all of what you are wasn't crossed, and you can fix some shit, fix it. You feel what I'm saying? But what people like to do in this world, especially these days, they like to take what people did to them and magnify it as if it was, nigga, you just killed me, when really all I did was cuss you out and you needed it anyway. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I put you in your
So
place, and now you mad because I told you the truth, because ain't nobody been telling you the truth your whole
exactly,
life. They been
And that's
lying
the
to your
ego right
exactly.
there.
motherfucking
That's
ass.
the ego. That's that
That's the
pride. Like,
ego.
all right,
Yeah.
you did something that offended me. I'm not looking at what the point of it was. You just offended me.
Yeah.
You hurt my ego. You hurt my pride. It's fuck you now. Instead of, okay, let me see why you did this, what you did, what you
Right.
actually said, and what I can do to better myself from that.
No,
Exactly.
nobody likes confrontation. That's the problem. If there's positive confrontation, there's negative confrontation. And I'm the type that everybody automatically gonna assume is negative confrontation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm turning a new page. You feel me? Everything is not negative confrontation. And
Right.
especially when it comes to me, because now I like to think before I do shit. Because what I do, it could end me up somewhere done. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Nobody got time to be
like,
done, you know?
nobody has time to be done. So, like, I just encourage motherfuckers to really, I'm saying, keep taking a look at yourself. And if you got something good going on for you, don't throw that away for a momentary process
For
or something
emotions,
that you
because
feel.
niggas fall on the emotions. Not men, but just I'm saying people in general.
Yeah.
They
And
go
men
off
too,
emotions.
we need our emotions
No,
too.
I
Yeah.
read something. I be looking on Instagram a lot, and I like to even TikTok. I be following a lot of pastors, and they about around our age, like late 20s, early 30s, and I be
Yeah.
watching them. And one thing that this guy said, this pastor said on there, he said, before you seek, um, before you seek, excuse me, before your emotion has a chance to set in, and what you think the situation is supposed to be, seek God first. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Mm, mm. What most people like to lead with is emotion. And I'm gonna
Right.
say this. I hope don't nobody take offense, but to me, men think a little bit more logically. Women think a little bit more emotionally. That's why you
Okay.
don't see a lot of eye to eye shit. You feel what I'm saying? This
Mm.
this world is ran off of logic, but people be putting their own emotions in it. That's why you see all these politics, how they going and shit. They be putting their personal shit in it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But to me, everybody need to wake up. Everybody need to open up their eyes. understand that anybody that you see brown is an original Israelite. Anybody that you see brown, and I'm not talking about goddamn just black people. Nah,
Uh-huh.
anybody that you see that is brown
Uh-huh.
is an original Israelite. There were 12 tribes. You are
Right.
one of those tribes. Now figure it out. And I guarantee you, once you
He
figure it
sound
out,
like
your your connection,
hey, now my
your
woman tell me
connection with
that all
God
the
is gonna be
time. Figure it out.
figure
Research.
it
Look
out.
it up. What the fuck? How you
I'm
gonna give me
telling you.
some good juicy knowledge like that and then tell a nigga figure it
Half
out?
the
Because
knowledge,
but
how you gonna prove it?
Hey,
I ain't
Black
gonna lie
woman,
to
did
you.
we say we wanted to, did we the generation we want us to just give me the shit? Why you
Just not you can't give black folk everything, man.
I know,
Black
no, you gotta tell them go
you
search
can't
that
get
shit up. That's
you
true.
gotta tell them go search that shit. I don't even
That's
know
right.
what my original tribe is, but I guarantee you once I find out I'll tell you because you in my tribe, because you my blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'll
Let a
tell you,
nigga
let you know when I
know.
find out. You ain't gotta look too hard. You hear me? So if you find out before I do, goddamn, you let me know.
I'm about to be looking. I'm about to be looking for my
hmm
tribe. Fuck that. We need to find
I'm
our
trying to,
tribe.
and I ain't gonna lie to you. We might gotta go back to what they call Mecca. We might gotta go back to the
What's
motherland
Mecca?
and
What's
really
that?
figure
What's
all this
Mecca?
shit out. Mecca is the original land for I believe the Muslims. That's where
Oh.
that's where uh that's where Malcolm X went, and then when he came back to America, that's when you
Oh
see
yeah,
he
the
got killed
Holy
and shit at.
Land. Oh yeah, the Holy Land.
Yeah, that nigga found out that real spirituality. I ain't gonna call it religion. He found that real spirituality and came
Spirituality.
over here and
Religion
started
man
preaching
made
that shit.
anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Religion all full of
he
the
can't.
man. Full of
Yeah,
the wrong man. It's like
yeah, and he went over there and found out that real knowledge about who God, who not what they say God is, but who He
uh-huh.
really is. You feel me? And
Right.
when he came over here preaching that word, they had to
They
knock
had
him off because
smoked
they
his
don't want
ass.
nobody
They
know that.
smoked my man Malcolm, man. Malcolm out here
They
giving
don't
the
want
real
nobody
truth
knowing
and
that.
shit. Fuck that. We gotta take this nigga out.
hmm
Yeah.
But niggas is waking up. God will
Yeah, we
rise.
waking up. God will
God
rise.
will rise.
Absolutely. Okay, gentlemen, I want y'all to give me some quotes just in case, God forbid, you guys leave this world today or tomorrow. We want y'all to leave with some positive quotes. We're going to start with you, Face. We want you to give a quote that you can leave the world with, that they remember you by.
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
two.
All right.
I'm gonna
Throw
give
the
you
hand
two.
clap. Do y'all hold up before you give it? Do y'all hear the hand clap?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. One is evolve or die.
Ooh, evolve or die.
Evolve or die. And the
Okay.
other one is this the other one is it's for the ladies, but I feel like this how a man should be.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas could be gangster and all that shit. Niggas can be thugged out. Any thug nigga, any gangster nigga you ever seen, any nigga locked up, any nigga doing like real hard time or whatever he doing, that's not a crash test dummy. He doing that shit for a reason, right? He doing that shit for family. He doing that shit for love. So
Right.
I like to say, if a nigga say he never loved, then he faker than you ever thought I was.
Oh, if a nigga say he never loved, then he faker than you thought I was.
Yeah, if that gangster nigga say he ain't love, bro, I don't love nobody. You know how niggas, I don't love no. I'm cold hearted. You lying.
Uh-huh. He
So
lying
what
like
you out here
shit.
for? He lying like shit.
Right. What you
He
out here
lying.
for
So
then?
what you out here for?
Okay. I like that. Black Core Man, it's on you.
All right. I guess my quote would be that everything starts with self, master self-discipline, and master everything.
Everything
Yeah,
starts with self, master
yeah.
self-discipline, and master. Ooh, that's strong.
Come
Because if you
on.
can come
Yeah.
on, if you can
That's it
master
right there.
self-discipline, come on, you mastering everything. Because if you can be disciplined enough to not even engage in the emotion that a motherfucker is giving you, boy,
I need to get there. I need to get there.
Listen,
nigga, you on
hey,
some
I'm working on it.
motherfucking jet ass shit. You know what I mean?
This
Yeah.
nigga,
Damn, that's I like that.
this
Master
nigga
the
was
discipline. You master everything.
Yeah. And it's
I
true.
like
That's
that.
everything, because everything is based off of you. Like, it's your choice to react to something a certain way, no matter what somebody does. It's your choice to initiate something, no matter what the situation is. It's all on you to choose that path. And so, if you got
yeah.
the self discipline to say, "I'm gonna choose the right path every motherfucking time," you done
Right.
mastered everything.
See God before you make your decision.
Oh, I
See
like that.
God
See,
before you
we
make your
always got
decision.
a wonderful show. Gentlemen, I thank you guys. Let me go ahead and throw the hand claps. We need the audience. We need the audience. I want to thank you guys for tapping in, man. You know,
I
always
appreciate
coming
you.
on. Thank you for just, making my show lit. I'm doing this Solo
Hey, this
dolo,
motherfucker already lit, man. You be having me rolling, man. You having me cracking up shit lit
Yeah, all by
already.
yourself, you had the show going.
You know what I mean? So, we gonna keep doing this. We gonna keep my co-host, me and my co-host gonna keep thugging it out. We gonna keep doing our thing. So I'm gonna go ahead, put you guys in the background. I'm gonna end the show. I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. All right.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Hey man, Treetop Radio LA, man, you already know what it is, man. We broadcast live Baltimore, Maryland, via Los Angeles, California. Long live Nipsey Hussle, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, man. Hey, you already know I never go a show without telling my wonderful woman that I love her. She is the apple to my pie, you know what I'm saying? The cherry to my top, you know what I mean? She is the spine to my back. So without her, I'd be loose as shit, noodle back. You know what I mean? As always, free motherfucking Simba till he motherfucking free. You feel me? He'll be home soon. Inshallah, you know what I mean? Thank you to the judge in advance for letting my man set foot on this wonderful, wonderful turf. And it's over for you DMV rap niggas though, because when my man touched down, it's just, all smoke on the rap scene, man. My man is just about to turn up. Hey, long live Dino De Niro, long live everybody that's, lost lives. Free all the innocent, free all my men out themselves, man. Shout out to Jamil. Shout out to all my fraternity and sorority members out there, man. Hey, we out. Still up for the leg if I really want, I really got it. I was robbing niggas cause I need it all, I need that. I be smoking OG, I can see the star. Why these niggas acting so cooperative? Niggas wanna talk, top of talkative. Bust the word down, he gon' toss me it. Touchdown on the block, junkies rocking it. They rocking it.
That's the fuck you do, bro. Fuck wrong with you, nigga?